In the book, My Life Rewired, Robert Ball shares a powerful journey of healing after a traumatic brain injury uncovered long-burdened childhood wounds. With the raw honesty, he explores the intersection of physical trauma and emotional recovery, showing how pain has led him to his purpose. This memoir is a testament to resilience, self-discovery, and the power of confronting the past to reclaim the future. Rob is in studio with us today to kind of help us spread awareness of the invisible injury and to share his story and podcast. It is so great to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
So you are from Southern Indiana, local guy around here, and so you have endured a lot, especially during COVID. So tell us a little bit about like what happened to you and really the early stages of your recovery, and how did you navigate that?
Sure. So I was feeding my fish one day, coming in the back door. I have an allergy to bees, and one flew by my head. Mm-hmm. And from that point, I bent over and I knocked myself out and had a big gash on my head.
Oh my gosh.
My wife was home and she rushed me to the hospital. 5 staples later, I was looking for purpose. Mm-hmm. I spent many nights in bed in pain. To this day, I still have a migraine level headache that I deal with every day.
Yeah.
So that was my turning point, was saying, how can I turn this into something to give back to help others?
Mm-hmm. And what really compelled me is the way that he did, email me, send me his story. And what I was just so struck by is the invisible injury. Like, you just look completely normal. Yeah. There's not even a scar on your hairline or anything. And so your book, you actually released it last December, so just about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And it really discusses healing from both childhood trauma to your brain injury. So how was that journey like for you?
It was very tough to navigate it, I will be honest with you. Mm-hmm. But as I got into the support groups and found out that there's other people like me who are going through the same things that I'm going through, it was easier to find a purpose and to find a way to heal through it. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a lasagna. It's all different layers of, everyone has different things that they're going through. Headaches, trauma, anxiety, depression. So it's just a mix.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned you deal with these migraine headaches each and every day, which can be debilitating. I mean, trying to have a career, trying to have a family and a marriage, and something like this is just a huge roadblock, and you're dealing with this every single day. But again, you have just turned this into a greater purpose. You actually started a podcast, and you have a lot of different guests. So who has come on recently, and kind of tell us a little bit about their stories too?
Well, last night I was talking to someone from New Zealand.
Really?
Yes. We've had people from there, the United Kingdom, Australia, just everywhere in the U.S. and across the globe.
Wow. And you just are building this community. It has a pretty big following, right?
Yeah. I started an online support group as well. We've grown to 2,000 people so far.
Wow, that is awesome. And so really what prompted you to, not only write the book, but again, that podcast too?
The podcast is because, like I said, I was in bed every night, couldn't sleep, and I was looking on YouTube to find things where people were talking about their injuries. Mm-hmm. And all I could find were doctors saying, this is what a brain injury is. And I'm like, well, I know what one is because I have one.
Right.
I want to hear how people are navigating through it, and I want to hear them talk about it. So that's where the podcast came from.
Mm-hmm. And what is your best advice for someone who does have a brain injury, who is still in recovery and navigating it? What have you found to be helpful for you, and maybe even some of your guests that have been on the podcast too?
I think the biggest thing is, and if I could go back and talk to myself, I would have said, get into a support group, because that has been the most healing, is to be with people who are like you. Mm-hmm.
And that is so true for really just anyone, just finding your tribe, finding your people.
Yeah. And
you are, this is on Amazon that you can shop the book, but you're actually going to do an in-person book signing this weekend.
Yes, I'll be at Copeland Coffee on Saturday from noon till 2 p.m. Mm-hmm. And then they can also visit myliferewired.com, and that they can buy the book there. Also, resources. Every time I find a resource that is useful to me, I mean, I'm 5 years into this.
Yeah.
I'm still stumbling upon things that I didn't know about. I throw it on my website, so it's kind of a one-stop shop. You don't have to recreate the wheel.
Mm-hmm. And one last thing before we go, if someone doesn't have a brain injury but are still interested in kind of learning more, what would you say are like the biggest takeaway you want them to walk away from reading your book?
The biggest takeaway is the book is about trauma. So brain injury falls right into that category. But any trauma, think about all the things, bullies from childhood, any kind of abuse you've ever been through. It's all addressed in the book, and I didn't do it in a way that was trauma dumping. I did it in a way to where you could get it all out onto paper, but you also have a takeaway from it and a good moral that you can say, oh, this is how I can reshape that.
A lot of people are putting an emphasis on mental health, and this surely ties into it. So, Rob, thank you so much for stopping by today. Share just a little bit of your story.
Thank you.
So again, to learn more, check out the Life Rewired Brain Injury podcast on all platforms, and he's doing a book signing, so just go to liferewired.com to learn more.